Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. I hope you like this video and subscribe as we talk about the New York Mets. Now, I'm going to talk about the New York Mets, but first, I need you to hit that subscribe button. Trying to get this channel to 5,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It's a major goal for this channel. We have some interesting rumors, as we know. This year's team is not going to the playoffs. A very disappointing situation, obviously. They're just playing out the string. I'm recording this video in the middle of this doubleheader against the Marlins. I hope the Mets just beat the hell out of the Marlins. From all the years that they knocked the Mets out of postseason contention over the 25 years, let's get them out of here. Let them go home. But we have here from MLB Insider, Jeff Passan. There's some mesmerized online. They coddle all this great information, and I'll read you some of this. And this is interesting. Mets are a scary possibility to trade for Juan Soto. Well, here we go. Now that's a great rumor, isn't it? Jeff Passan of ESPN was on the Baseball is Dead podcast, talking about various topics, including the likelihood of the Padres trading star outfielder Juan Soto. Quote, the Mets are a scary possibility for Juan Soto, and I think the Mets probably are in a better position to offer prospects to go out and get him, because I think Mets ownership has shown the aptitude and desire to sign guys like Soto long term. Now, this is from a little before that. This is another. We'll get into this in a minute. But here's a little sort of background on the Padres. The Padres obviously came into the season with the same kind of expectation that the Mets had. They signed a lot of players. They spent a lot of money. They made the big trade for Juan Soto with the Nationals last year, and they basically fell apart. I mean, they were kind of, in a lot of ways, a little bit different than the Mets, because it seems like there's a lot of infighting within the organization. There was a rumor last week, more than rumor, that manager Bob Melvin has been fighting with A.J. Preller, and A.J. Preller has been fighting with him, and then in fact they're not on the same page, and then in all likelihood Bob Melvin is going to leave after the season. So there is and it came out from Andy Martino that when the Mets were trying to hire a manager this past time, and they hired Buck Showalter, they wanted to bring in Bob Melvin, and he blew him off. So Bob Melvin does not look good from what that story was said, or what the story read as. So we know the Padres have had issues, obviously. They have some of the best players in the game, but they can't seem to play as a team. Now, they beat the Mets last year, but they've been terrible this year. And 2 years ago, they were bad too. They just couldn't mesh. They couldn't come together as a group. Manny Machado is a great player, great talent. He's sort of, I don't know, he's a very odd player. Now, he did play for Buck Showalter. Yu Darvish is a great pitcher. Blake Snell has had a great season. He's a bit of a weird guy, I think, but he's a great pitcher. He's had a great year, and he's had a great career. They signed Xander Bogaerts before the season. And you thought that he would have had a big year, sort of fizzled. And of course, Fernando Tatis Jr., the very immature Fernando Tatis Jr., is thrown in the mix in this situation with all the money that he has on his contract, and the years that he has been there up until this year, basically hurt or suspended list. So they've had a team where they put all this money, all their eggs in one basket, and they were a disaster, just like the Mets. The only thing that was different about the Mets and the Padres is that the Padres did not trade anybody at the trade deadline. Now, I had watched SNY, and as you know, that's the Mets broadcast home here in New York. They have a show called Baseball Night in New York, and a couple months ago they had radio legend Mike Francesa on. And he said the Mets should go after Juan Soto because they're probably going to move him. The Padres are going to probably trade him. He said that the Padres had a broadcasting contract for a network figured out, and it fizzled. It fell apart. So the money that they've been spending I guess they were kind of hoping that they would be a really good team. They'd be able to invest a lot of money into the team. And it seems like that is not going to happen now. So that the talk is they're probably going to try to move contracts. Now, Soto's only has 1 year left on his contract. But it doesn't seem like he wants to sign with the Padres. From what Francesa said that the Padres and that whole situation does not make Soto happy. That Soto is very unhappy there in San Diego. That he does not like that clubhouse, he doesn't like the team, and that he wants to move on. And that he's not going to re-sign any kind of long-term deal. Now, the Mets obviously have made a lot of moves prior to the trade deadline, and they've really improved their farm system. This is a team where I've talked a lot about them having to get another bat in this lineup. I did a video yesterday on the Mets and the Dodgers being favorites to sign Shohei Ohtani. And my attitude is he's a great player, but you have to sort of wait for his arm to be ready, not next year, but the following year. And it's a lot of risk and a lot of money. Now, Juan Soto is a different situation. He's an everyday player. He's a regular. He's not a pitcher. And he is a player that kind of he fits the Mets' need better than Ohtani does. He's, like I said, he's a guy you could bat him in the middle of the line. You bat him third, you leave him alone. He gets on over 400% of the time. People compare him to Ted Williams in terms of his ability to get on base and his ability to hit. He's won a batting title. He's won a World Series. He's hit really well here in Citi Field. He loves hitting in Citi Field. And he has sort of let it be known that he likes Citi Field. So, now at the same time, he's a free agent at the next season. Do you hold on to him? Do you hold on to the prospects and you wait till he's a free agent next year and then sign him? Because he's going to go to free agency, even wherever he goes, unless he comes here and the Mets bowl him over with money. He is going to be a player that is going to sign a massive contract. Do you just wait another year? I mean, that's one of the questions you can ask yourself. But Pazan says the Mets are very strong, scary, whatever scary means, what he means by that context, I don't know. What that context means, is that the thing you want to see as a Met fan? Would you rather, let me put it this way. Would you rather see the Mets make a trade for Juan Soto for next year, not knowing you could sign him to a long-term deal? You give up prospects. Now, some of these prospects, they're not going to be playing here. Because we see the logjam now what the Mets are having in terms of shortstop, second base. Got Jet Williams, Luis Angel Acuna, Drew Gilbert. A lot of these guys, the Mets are going to have to determine, and when David Stearns comes in next week, he's going to have to determine what players from this group he wants to move, if he wants to move them. That is also another thing that we have to take into account. And we don't know what kind of ideas that Stearns is going to have coming in here and who he wants to bring in here. Obviously, the number one thing the Mets need to do is improve the starting pitching and get deeper in the rotation in terms of organizational depth, which has been a major problem over the last 6 years since the Mets went to the World Series the last time. So that is a major problem that they're going to have to address going into the offseason and over the next few years, is to fix that problem. That's why they got stuck signing such old pitchers like Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. So these things are going to weigh heavily on the minds of the Mets front office, in particular David Stearns and Billy Epler, and obviously Steve Cohen. Do you trade some of this talent for a player like Juan Soto right now, or do you wait another year when he's a free agent and he's going to go to free agency and you just sign him to a big-time contract? Well, you let me know what you think about this video. I appreciate the time you take to watch these videos. Please share them on social media. If you're on Twitter, put it on Twitter. I really appreciate that time you spend to watch. I need new people coming in here. New people have been writing to me. I appreciate that too. Share this on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Text it to your friend who's a Met fan, and I'm telling you, you'll have a lot of fun here. I hold no holds bar here. So if you like that kind of stuff, this is the channel for you. So thank you for watching this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Thank you, and I'll see you later.